Decatur family says squatters have taken over their childhood home just days before it was supposed to be sold.
Our Chase Howell spoke with the family who says the situation has been heartbreaking.
We going to party. You know what time it is.
From inviting people on Facebook to pool parties to posting videos on social media from inside this $500,000 home. One family says squatters have taken over.
It is a nightmare. These videos and advertisements are so far-reaching that we received a call this morning from someone in Florida that said, hey, I've seen your dad's property on the internet.
Lisa, Kevin, Marcus, and Marlene grew up in the home. They say it was just last week their dad passed away. And not even 48 hours later, the squatters came in like thieves in the night and took over their childhood home.
It pisses me off tremendously.
This is absolutely horrible. A black couple raised 4 children in this beautiful house in Georgia, and right when the father passed away, squatter criminals broke into the home and took over the house, locking out the real owners of the home. The children of the father that passed away, he had 4 adult children that got locked out of the house as these dirty Dollar General Pookie degenerates took over their childhood home where all 4 of them were raised. These losers went on to make social media videos, music videos, and even went online inviting everybody to pool parties at the house.
We going to party. You know what time it is.
Take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time, let's go ahead and get into it.
After learning about the squatters, the siblings called the police, and according to the incident report, the people inside the home supplied a lease. Then later that same day, Kevin went to check on the house and was met by a group of guys.
They started making threats against my life, and one of them told his friend to go get something, and he came back with a rifle in the doorway.
Just process this for a minute. Imagine inheriting a home from your father, you and your siblings. You walk up to the house, your childhood home, the same house you grew up in, where you spent decades making memories, and then some degenerate pookies took over your house. The house that was left to you and your siblings. Then they pull out a weapon on you, threatening your life, telling you to leave, or you won't make it out alive. That right there is a crime itself, because this wasn't even their house. And property records clearly show that nobody in that pack of pookies owned that house. They had no deed, zero ownership.
He didn't point it at me, but they made threats against my life and made it known that I might not walk out of there.
I went up to the front door to see if anyone was home for an interview and to see the lease, but no one answered. A little later, I saw a car pulling out of the driveway, and I met them in the street.
Do you live here at all? You don't? Do you know who does? Are they home? Okay, because I'm trying to get a hold of them because people are trying to say that basically they're squatting in the house.
That right there is one of the hood rats they invited over. She was hanging out over there too, which is crazy because from my understanding, they didn't have any furniture. So where did they all sit? On the floor or something? This is indeed bum behavior. I can't. A $500,000 house, and these people are trying to destroy it. I'm telling you, everybody that was up in there should have been arrested. But these idiot lawmakers, they got these squatter laws in place protecting scammers and criminal trespassers.
Do you have the person's number that lives there? You don't? All right, do you want to go on camera to talk about it?
I'm hearing my father's voice.
Marcus says he's frustrated, not only as one of the homeowners, but as a lawyer. He says he's heard about cases like this, but never thought it would happen to him.
It's infuriating to see people in that home destroying it and partying and inviting other strangers into that home.
And as we were sitting around talking after the interview, Lisa received a voicemail from the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office.
He now has 3 days, so not including the weekends, he has until Monday to make an answer.
Yes, DeKalb County. Yes, that's how I feel.
In DeKalb County, Chase Howell, 11 Alive News.
What a frustrating situation. According to the sheriff's office, the person claiming to rent that home has a court date on June 3rd to prove the legitimacy of the lease.
They definitely had a solid foundation, but the degenerates of the community, they're the ones who prey on other black people that actually do the right thing. So the 4 adult children that inherited the home from their father, they tried to sell the home. They had a contract, everything was in place, but these fools broke into the house, showed the cops a fake lease, and started having parties, treating this nice property like some hangout house or a trap house, and refused to leave. But fortunately, the brothers and sisters, one of them a lawyer, was able to get a court date to force these Dollar General degenerates to come inside of a courtroom and prove the legitimacy of that fake lease they showed the police.
Now to the ongoing squatter saga in Decatur. We first brought you this story on Thursday after a family says squatters moved into their late father's home not even 48 hours after he died. Now these siblings say that people living in the house had been throwing pool parties and filming music videos inside of this home. Tonight, our Chase Howell has an update on their efforts to get them out of the house.
We doing a party.
Remember this? Well, according to this flyer going around on social media, the squatter summer pool party is still a go.
Apparently they think this is some kind of game, so I'm just sitting back and waiting for them to see how the game is going to crumble on them.
Kevin Oliver and 3 of his siblings own the home that squatters have taken over. He says since we first talked on Thursday, there's been some movement on getting these strangers out of their house.
The person that I initially made contact with, that I don't know, he may or may not be the ringleader, he's in custody. Apparently, he's in violation of his probation, so he's in jail right now.
And look at that. One of the Pookies violated his probation and got locked up. So this was about to be a wrap real quick. I just feel sorry for the family having to go through this. Just 2 days after their dad died, they got to deal with these idiots. And look at this house. They ran in there to film music videos and throw pool parties. 1,000% out of order.
So if he's in jail, who's throwing the pool party? Well, according to Oliver, the other people who are still squatting in the house.
Since our story aired, officers with the DeKalb County Police Department have been checking on the home periodically. But today, an officer or potentially more will be sitting outside the house all day and night to deter any pool party the squatters think they're going to have.
According to Oliver, the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office is aware of the situation too. He says deputies will be evicting whoever is living in the house sooner rather than later. And while Oliver says that's good and great, he says the math isn't mathing when it comes to someone having to evict squatters from a place they don't run or own.
People who claim to own your house and have no rights to it somehow have some rights, and they attempt to brazenly exercise their so-called rights against the true owners. It's just mind-boggling and it's frustrating.
Exactly. They need to get rid of these ridiculous squatter laws. This family had to go through a legal process to evict some people who didn't even have a right to be there in the first place.
As of Thursday, Oliver says those living in the house were served and given a court date of June 3rd to prove they have a valid lease or deed to the home.
So the day of the pool party, the police sat outside, then the court date came around. But guess what they did the day before court? Take a look.
That is what we're going to start this half hour talking about, because this is something that so many people were talking about. Chase even went and knocked on the door. In Decatur, at a home last week, there's some squatters that took it over. According to the family, they are officially out of the house.
It's like the latest layer in what's been such a bizarre story. We first shared it with you on Thursday after the owners of the home told us that squatters were throwing big parties there and they would not leave.
A headache.
Chase Howell has been following the story from the very beginning, live outside the house. So Chase, when did they finally clear out?
Cheryl, well, according to the family, they left Monday morning, which is kind of coincidental considering they had a court date set for today to prove that their so-called lease was valid.
This family home is now freeloader free after squatters took it over more than a week ago.
The damages were minimal. There were a couple of spots in the walls that may have been cut out, but more than anything, they were just nasty.
Oh yeah, I can believe it. A bunch of disgusting degenerates with no manhood skills probably grew up in a disgusting home. This is how they will gain access to a $500,000 home in such a disgusting way and bring their nasty habits along with them.
Over the course of 9 days, the squatters threw pool parties at the house, filmed music videos inside it, and had people coming and going at all hours of the day and night. But those pool parties would eventually put them in hot water and on law enforcement's radar.
Get up out my mom and daddy house.
This video was taken Saturday afternoon. You can see the squatters' U-Haul parked in the driveway, along with DeKalb County police officers and code enforcement outside the house.
It was great to see that process move along and to have the communication from law enforcement, DeKalb County law enforcement, to our family, and they did exactly what they said that they were going to do, and we're just happy to have our home back.
Now with the squatters gone, the Olivers are getting it fixed up for a new family to make memories in.
To us, this is a house. It's no longer a home for us without our parents. And we would like to bless someone else and let this be their new forever home.
So Chase, the family has been through a lot of trauma and a lot of inconvenience, and we hope that the next chapter is a smooth one. What do they say happens next here?
Cheryl, they're just hoping to finalize the sale of the house. And while I was here this morning, the buyer actually was doing a final walkthrough of the house to check on any damages, but he should be moving in soon. Live indicator, Chase Howell, 11 Alive News.
A story that still boggles so many minds. Chase, thank you so much.
Yeah, the major problem outside of these Dollar General Pookie degenerates is a set of laws protecting these scammers, making it difficult to get people like this off your property. All of these people should be in jail for creating fraudulent rental documents, for criminally trespassing, breaking and entering somebody else's house, then having the nerve to pull weapons and threaten the life of one of the homeowners. Just look at the two different products here. These so-called squatters are degenerate bastards with a trash upbringing in a single-parent home. I can confirm that about the main guy for sure. Out here already on probation. And then you have these 4 siblings raised by their parents who lived in this home for decades. But look at how the degenerates will easily destroy other black people with no hesitation. We're talking about right after their dad died. They didn't care about the money that cost them, the headache, none of it, while also mourning their parents and closing the chapter on their family home. Completely out of order. And they need to get rid of these squatter laws and write laws to protect the homeowners instead. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below. Special thank you to Rob P. I appreciate you, Rob, for all of your support for the channel, as well as Ninth One and Charles H. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.